anything? Did I forget anything?
Did you guys see Andre 3000's interview with Rick Rubin?
I listened to
it. I mean,
probably 3/4 of it. I listened
some
to
of it.
Mm-hmm. I ain't catch it.
Yeah, it was good.
What'd he say?
It's good insight. Well, Rick kind of pretty much he just sat down and asked him some questions, asked him what he was listening to, asked him what he's been creating, and Andre was pretty candid with his responses of saying that he's just not in a creative space. And he definitely feels the pressure of he doesn't want to he knows that people will go and get his material, but he doesn't want to put anything out unless it's as good as what he wants it to be. And so he said he's been tinkering a little bit, but he doesn't feel extra inspired. He also talked about feeling isolated. You know, he said it's different being a successful artist and the isolation that kind of comes with that, and but wanting to feel regular. So it's it was a good interview.
I think he's really Lone and we talked about this prior to us starting. The Outkast standard is so high. Like, that's no matter what he puts out, like if it's not the greatest of all time, people are going to be like, man, they should, somebody's going to have something to say. And I think that messes with them mentally. Just the fear of, maybe possibly letting down people like us that grew up on Outkast and stuff like that. But I don't think he's going to ever get over it until, like, it's not going to be something someone can force him to do. Like, he's going to have to come to grips with it first before he tries to put it out. Like, I also think, listening to him, this is why we haven't received another Outkast album. Like, it goes hand in hand, like a solo joint from him or another Outkast album. Like, I think all of that is just been on him because
probably just got worse through the years.
Yeah.
Like it just keeps compounding.
Because Big Boy's probably got, if I was to guess, maybe 3 or 4 solo albums since their last. Boomiverse. He had Sir Lucius Left Foot, and then there was another one in between there, I believe.
He had a joint album with what's that group?
Pretty Lights?
It was.
Who am I thinking of?
I know the one he saw.
I know the album was like gold. It was
it was a collaboration. Yeah, real abstract. It was real different.
Was it Stitches?
No,
I have to look it up.
But no, I kind of understand where Andre is coming from. He even spoke about it before, talking about he would prefer to be number 2 because there's always something to strive for.
Right.
But in the same token, if you're used to people telling you you're number 1 all the time,
right,
then where else is it to go? And as a creative like that I imagine Andre is, he's probably just stuck in limbo. And he's probably still creating some dope shit compared to what's out now.
No question.
But he just doesn't want to let it go.
I don't know. He said he's not really creating much at all.
But what about the stuff that he has created? Because at one point, like a year or so ago, he said he has all this stuff that's made, and he was talking about before he died, he doesn't want to die with all of these ideas and songs never being released.
Yeah.
So I think he has stuff. He just doesn't have... Maybe he's in a place like Prince. Prince has a vault full of shit that never came out, and he's been dead. Maybe he's just like that, and he just wants to keep creating.
It might be not hip hop too, because what he was talking about was really wanting to experiment with different styles of music, and he one thing that he kept talking about was the. He said he's really into instrumental music right now. He said because the words kind of bogged down. He
walks around playing a flute.
Well, there's
in
that.
real life.
But he also talked about like he enjoys going to like he enjoys the small, intimate, normal stuff. Like he likes going to hole in the wall like venues and stuff. He's like, I might put out an album and just play it at flea markets.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. He's like, as soon as you put music out, then you're on a festival stage and you're so far away from everybody.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm curious. But I absolutely understand what he means. And I can definitely tell that it's definitely weighed on him. It's just it was cool for him to actually share it.
I think the part you said about it possibly being outside of hip hop, might be instrumentals, might be, knowing him, it could be jazz, it could be a little bit of anything. I just think that goes back to like the standards, because it's like if Andre 3000 puts out an instrumental jazz album, the first thing people are going to say is, we don't want that. Mm-hmm. We want the Outkast album.
That's what happened when he put out those 2 jazz records was like last year, wasn't it? For like Christmas or some shit.
That was
last
Mother's
year?
Day.
Mother's Day.
Oh,
It was
that's
Mother's
right.
Day.
Yeah, it was.
A year or two ago.
Like people's initial reaction is always going to be, "We don't want to hear that. Where's Big?
Want you to rap.
We want you to rap. We want the Outkast album."
Q-Tip went through something similar because he put out an album, or he's turned in an album after Amplified,
Yeah.
and the record company was like, no.
Yeah.
It was like the Q-Tip, the abstract. It was like, I remember there was a song called Barely in Love, and it was him singing. It was good. They put it out like 12 years later. But
Have you heard Renaissance?
Renaissance was dope.
That's
yeah,
incredible.
That was an incredible record.
Yeah, Renaissance was dope. But I could definitely see, to Lone's point, where he's coming from. But I don't know if he truly understands like
It's
how
just,
crazy it would be if he did like buckle down and put a rap album out, just strictly, I'm talking about rap music. If he put
He
a rap,
probably understands and just doesn't care.
Yeah.
he's got to
Maybe
do
he
it
doesn't
for
care.
him, and
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to work unless he does do it for him. I saw a lot of people saying, "Well, you just got to get in the studio and listen to beats and stuff." Like that's not how it works.
it's deeper than that. Yeah,
Like-
it's way deeper than that. Yeah,
Yeah,
because if there's no motivation and there's nothing behind it, like
You talking about it, artists from a different era too.
true.
He wasn't from an era where you just go in the studio and just listen to beat after beat after beat after beat. We were there for that process of actually creating that song around
Yeah.
what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
He
Especially with organized noise.
He spoke
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot about the dungeon,
Yeah.
and that importance, coming up. So
That's what I was thinking. Maybe he needs to get back to his roots, man.
Maybe
Man.
he's
Big
gonna
Boy
do
bought
a
the house.
yeah, he
that's
did.
right.
It's like
Maybe he's gonna do
Rico-
a flute
Rico
album
Wade's
with
mom.
Lizzo.
Nah,
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm cool on that. I just rather him just stay on out the way. I'm cool on that.
Well, this is what happens sometimes when these artists are so successful, because part of a lot of artists' motivation is, I need to get back in the studio so I can make some more money.
Yeah, and he doesn't really.
He cool. Yeah,
he doesn't really have that. He's doing the acting thing, and
Yeah.
definitely interested in all that. So
CeeLo actually said on. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say
Spoolz.
it's like this bittersweet thing with some people who are ultra creative, like I think André is. That it is, like I don't know, that kind of anxiety and depression seems to run among individuals like that.
Yeah.
he spoke a lot about isolation and struggling with stuff like that. So.
Yeah. But it was just interesting to hear him talk about just, at least that's kind of what I took from it, man. It's just this, it's almost, I don't know, man. Like when you tap into something more, it's heavy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know, but he's a human. It's it was very personal.
Yeah.
And, he's a human being just like the rest of us too,
To Spool's point, I think that's what makes that the interview dope. You get to hear, like, he's one of my favorite rappers of all time, top 5 easily to me. And when you get a chance to hear the human side of an artist like that you've followed since they started, it's like, to Spool's point, like, these people are humans. Like, they have emotions and they're tied to the music, and stuff bothers people. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's invincible. Like, people go through shit. Like, it was crazy to hear him actually talk about his struggles, you know what I'm saying, from an art standpoint. But I definitely would be for it, if he ever decided, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, we can't make that decision. Like, he's going to have to do that. But it was really dope to hear, them talk.
I think Rick was a perfect person for that interview too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're gonna take whatever album Andre decide to give you when he decide to give it to you. How
He's going
about
to
that?
do that. Yeah. He's going to do that. So, we'll